Hi, my name is Amar. In this video, I will discuss another Flutter widget which is called as Pop-up Menu Button. Pop-up Menu Button means whenever the button will be clicked or pressed, at that time a pop-up menu will be displayed. Now to discuss this Pop-up Menu Button widget, here I have created a project. Inside the project there is a lib folder. In the lib folder there is a main.dart file, and in this main.dart file I have written the code. Now you can see in this main.dart file there is a main method which is calling a runup method, and this runup method is calling a widget, that is myapp. Now this myapp is extending the stateless widget, and in the build method I have returned a material app. Now in the material app, the debug show checked mode banner property is set as false. Now here I am using a dark theme, and to use the dark theme, here I have written inside the theme property theme data.dark. In the title of the material app I have specified pop-up menu button. Now in the home of the material app I have used a scaffold widget, and in the app bar of the scaffold I have displayed the text as pop-up menu button. In the body of the scaffold I have taken a center widget, and as a child of the center widget I have taken a row widget. The main axis alignment property of the row widget has been set as main axis alignment.center. Now if you don't know row widget, center widget, app bar widget, scaffold widget, then you can visit my playlist of exploring Flutter widgets, right? Now as a children of the row widget I have taken this pop-up menu button. Okay, now the first property of the pop-up menu button is item builder. Item builder property must not be null. If it is null, it will generate error. Now you can see this item builder property, initially it is a empty list. Now up to this, if I save the project, then you can see in the output these three dots are created. These three dots are generated due to this pop-up menu button. But whenever I am clicking here, at that time no items are generated. Now what I will do, I will simply uncomment this. This means now whenever the button will be pressed, at that time these two pop-up menu items will be generated. Okay. Now for the first pop-up menu item I have used a child property, and in the child I have used a text widget, and in the text I have specified first item, and in the value property I have specified 1. Similarly for the second pop-up menu item I have specified the text as second item, and in the value I have specified 2. Up to this, if I save this, now if I click on this button, then you will see these two pop-up menu items are generated, first item and second item, right? Now next property is initial value. Now here you can see in the initial value I have set the value as 2. Now if you use the initial value property, then what will happen? By default that particular pop-up menu item will be selected. Let me show you. Here the initial value is 2. This means whenever this button will be pressed, at that time the second item, because its value is 2, this second item will be highlighted. Let me show you. If I save this, now if I click again, then you will see this second item is selected, right? Now next property we have color. If I set the color, then what will happen? Let me save this. Now if I click here, then you will see the color of the pop-up menu is changed to green, because here I have specified the color as green, right? Now by default this pop-up menu button has an icon as 3 dots, but if you want to change the icon of the pop-up menu button, then you can use icon property. Okay, now in the icon I have used icons.add. Let me save this. Now you can see the icon has been changed from 3 dots to plus, right? Now this pop-up menu button has another property which is called as child, but if you are using child property, then you cannot use icon. This means icon and child cannot be used simultaneously. Let me comment this icon, and here let me use this child property. Okay, let me uncomment this. Now as a child of the pop-up menu button, what I have done, I have used a container widget having the height and width as 60 and 80. I have used decoration in the container widget, and in the decoration I have used a box decoration, and in the color of the box decoration I have specified the color as purple, and the shape of the box is a circle. Now if I save this, then you will see a circle has been created with the background color as purple, and as a child of this container widget, what I have done, I have used the icon widget, and in the icon I have specified the icon as add, and the color of the icon is white. That's why you can see in this circle there is a plus, okay, because here in the child I have specified the icon as add. That's why this add icon is displayed here. Okay, now if I click here, then you will see these items, pop-up menu items are generated, right? Now it has another property which is called as the padding. Now as the name is suggesting, it is used to specify the padding for the pop-up menu button. Okay, now it has another property which is called as offset. Now here if you see, if I click here, then you will see these pop-up menu items are generated here, but after uncommenting this offset, if I save this, now if I click once again, then you will see that the offset of the pop-up menu items is changed. This means this offset specifies where the pop-up menu will be displayed. This specifies the x coordinate, this specifies the y coordinate. Okay, now if you want to specify the tooltip for the pop-up menu button, then we can use this tooltip property. Let me save this. Now if I press here, then you will see this tooltip is generated. This is pop-up. Okay, now it has another property which is called as on selected. Now as the name is suggesting, this on selected property will work whenever we will select the item from the pop-up menu, and whatever item we are selecting, the value of that particular item will be stored in this val, and after that the val will be printed. Okay, let me save this. Let me open this run. Now from here, if I select first item, then you will see 1 is displayed, because if you remember in the value of first item, here you can see for the first item the value is 1, so 1 is printed. If I select second item, then you will see 2 will be displayed. Okay, this is how the on selected works. Okay, now it has another property which is called as on cancelled. Now as the name is suggesting, this will fire whenever we are cancelling it without selecting the item from the pop-up menu. Okay, this means if I click here, let me open the run tab. Okay, now let me delete this. If I click here but I don't select any item, at that time the message will be printed as menu closed. Okay, when cancelled without selecting the item from the pop-up menu, at that time this on cancelled works. Okay, if I click here, then somewhere it should display menu closed. Let me copy this. Let me save. Let me click once again, and I am not selecting any item. Then you can see menu closed has been printed. Okay, now we have elevation. If you want to specify the elevation for the pop-up menu, then we can use this elevation property. Okay, now to disable the pop-up menu button, if you want to disable or enable the pop-up menu button, then we can use enable. If enable is true, this means the pop-up menu button is enabled, but if it is false, this means the pop-up menu is disabled. Okay, let me change it to false. Okay, and let me save this. Now if I click here, you will see nothing is happening because the pop-up menu button is disabled. Okay, now let me change it to true. Right, now if you want to give shape to pop-up menu, at that time we can use the shape property. Let me show you how to do this. Here I will uncomment this. I am using the shape property. Now in the shape, I am using round rectangle border, and in the round rectangle border, I am using a border radius. In the border radius, I am using border radius dot all radius dot circular 10. This means from all the sides I am giving a circular radius of 10. Now if I save this, now if I click here, then you will see this border radius has been applied to all the corners of the pop-up menu. Okay, this is how we can specify the shape to the pop-up menu. Right, now here up to this, if you can see here, to add the items I have used item builder, and after that I am adding the items by using pop-up menu item. Now here I will discuss one more way to add the items to the pop-up menu button, and for that what I am doing, I am just uncommenting this. Let me uncomment this entire pop-up menu button. This means, if you remember here, At the beginning I have taken a row widget, and as a children of the row widget, the first widget I have specified this pop-up menu button. Now for the second children, again I am using pop-up menu button, but this time I am using item builder, and in the context I am using where list equals to list of pop-up menu entry. Okay, and it is of which type? It is of object type. Now in this list I am adding a pop-up menu item having the child as select country, having the value as 1. Now to this list I am adding a pop-up menu divider. This is used to add a divider between the pop-up menu items, and the height of the pop-up menu item, the height of the pop-up menu divider is 10. Okay. Now as a third item of this list I am adding a checked pop-up menu item. Now as the name is suggesting, these pop-up menu items can be checked or unchecked. Okay. Now in this checked pop-up menu item, in the child I have specified a text widget, and in the text I have specified India. In the value I have specified 2, and in the checked property I have specified true. This means this checked pop-up menu item will be checked by default. Okay. Now another item I am adding to the list, and for this checked pop-up menu item, in the child I have taken a text widget, and here I have specified USA. Let me change the value to 3. Here the checked is false, and for this one let me change the value to 4, and here checked is false and enabled is also false. This means by default these checked menu items will be enabled false. Okay, if it is enabled true, this means we can check or uncheck this menu item, but if it is enabled false, this means we will not be able to check or uncheck this pop-up menu item. Okay, after that I am returning the list. Okay, now as an icon of the pop-up menu button, here I am using icon widget, and in the icons I have specified select all. The size of the icon is 50, and in the color I have specified colors.purple. Okay, if I save this, then you will see another pop-up menu is generated. Now if I click here, then you will see select country, that is the first item, this one, and after that a divider is there which is coming due to this one. After that the third item is a checked pop-up menu item having the text as India, as you can see, and since it is checked true, that's why it is selected. Now for the next one, the text is USA, which is displayed here, and checked is false, that's why it is not selected. And for the last menu item, you can see the text is Australia, that is AUS, and it is enabled false, that's why we cannot check or uncheck this item. This is how we can use the pop-up menu button in Flutter. Okay, and this is the entire code. This code you can find in the description of my video. I hope you have liked my video. If you have liked my video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.